Yeah, I think that's very important, to break down, not just get into the artistry of it, but have different aspects of
Yeah.
nails, like the structure, parts of the
Yes.
nail, and things of that nature. So that's definitely very, very important. And I'm glad, like with your channel, you break a lot of that stuff down, and plus you have fun doing it. I think that's
Yeah,
the
and you're so right, because a lot of the times when you see something on Instagram, it's very quick and it's meant to be. That's what it's about. But you
right.
may not. What was that liquid they used? How long did they nuke that for? Was that acrylic, or was that gel, or was it a jelly tip, or what was that?
Mhm.
It's very quick, and also too, we have to remember. That's what I do on my channels. I break it down and give you those details. I don't buzz by that. If it's a primer and you put it on really slowly, we do that so we don't get burned. So if you're putting it on, like you can see it on the Instagram, maybe it goes on really fast. You don't know that might not have been the primer. Maybe that's dehydrator. Dehydrator doesn't matter so much. But if you put a primer on like that, you may end up with a burn or allergies. That's a huge problem we need to address. And it's all in the details. So that's why it's so important. And what you're mentioning about nail art and structure, there's two different kinds of nails out there. That is the structure and the nail art. And a lot of times people focus on the nail art, which is fine. And a lot of times people might focus on the structure. But just because you can do nail art doesn't mean you've got a good structure. Just because you've done a great structure doesn't mean your nail art is going to be beautiful. I can make a beautiful structure, but I can't, well, I can actually paint some pretty good, but I'd have to work at it. But to paint Asia's face on my nail, I can do that, but I'm going to have to really practice that. That's
Mhm.
an art within itself, is to paint a portrait on a nail. Not many people can do that. That's
Right.
really reserved for artists. And sure, I may be able to paint it maybe on a bigger, but I'd have to really learn how to paint it on a tiny canvas like that. There are some artists that blow me away with what they home of Diva.
Right.
Have you seen her work? She can paint, and Natasha Horton, she can paint the tiny. And there's some amazing artists out. Those are two of them, but they can paint the tiniest little. That's great, but
Mhm.
if you are a nail technician that is working at the nail table, nobody's coming in to say, "Can you paint my portrait on my fingernail?" Very, very, very rarely.
Mhm.
So I try to separate that. So you're a nail technician, you're trying to learn structure. Don't feel like you have to be able to paint a Rembrandt on there. That does not make a nail technician. That makes an amazing artist, but it
Right.
doesn't make a nail technician. What makes a nail technician is the structure of what you're building and
Mhm.
where that important structure is on a custom fit. That makes a nail technician. But then you can be a nail technician like Natasha Horton is a fabulous nail technician. Structure, beautiful.
Right.
But she's also an amazing artist that she can paint a Rembrandt on your finger. But the two don't always go together. In fact, they rarely go together. She is a rarity.
Right.
Yeah. And you don't need that. It's like an old lady who's going to the mailbox to get her mail. She doesn't need a $500 pair of runners.
Right.
She doesn't. She just needs a good 20 pair of dollar slippers to go get the mail. So for Natasha, if you're going to go to Natasha and you want a beautiful painting, great, she can deliver. But if you also want just a short little, structured, nice, she can deliver that too.
Mhm.
But not all nail technicians can deliver both.
Right.
And that sometimes can be really daunting for nail technicians when you're surfing and stuff like, even me, I've been doing this for years and I can draw a painting. I'll look at it sometimes and go, oh my goodness, how did she do that? Or I'll look them up and go, oh, how did he do that? How did she do that? How did they do that?
Right.
Blows me away about
It,
some of the talent. But it can be intimidating too. It's like, I can't do that. I'm Suzie. I should be able to know how to do that. I can't. And even though I can maybe paint a portrait, I wouldn't even attempt some of those portraits because, first of all, they are on such a tiny canvas. I don't have the right tools, and I may never be able to get it that good. Sure,
mhm.
I can paint a picture, but maybe not like that.
Mhm.
So it can be a bit intimidating, especially if you see them do it real quick. Well, it doesn't look so hard. I mean, I've done easy designs. I'll do it and like, no, that didn't work. That didn't look like theirs. It's
Mhm.
because I missed something, or I'm not doing it the way they did it, or I used the wrong colors, wrong brush, or I just don't have it. The angle of the way they put it on there, the intensity, how, I just can't do it. So I have to really practice because it is a style. It is an art. I taken one of Natasha's. I think I had her on air, and I saw this beautiful lacy kind of flower see-through, and mine didn't look near as good as hers.
Mhm.
Not even close.
Mhm.
But I would have to really practice it to nail it down to get that fine, fine detail that she was able to capture and master. So if
Hmm.
you're going to go to a class by Natasha, that's what I'm going to learn from her, is how to break that down and do it.
Hmm.
But that really needs to be separated so we all don't go, oh, I need to do how good he does that nail. We can't expect that of ourselves. It's a lot to expect of ourselves. So, but if you want to be a great painter, there's a lot of good artists to learn from, but they are not one and the same. Yeah, that can be very daunting.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because I think it's important to break different aspects, like how, we said, different aspects of nails down, not just the art. It's one thing to do nail art, but it's another to understand structure, parts of the nail,
So
and
true.
things of that nature. And I like with
Yeah.
your videos also is that you're very passionate about, when you're teaching it, you're very passionate about it, and I think that's very important when you teach somebody how to do these nails, like different aspects of nails, or understand parts of the nail, and how to apply gel polish, how to apply acrylic, because I think that really makes a difference, because you not only just teach them how to do it, but it keeps them engaged, it keeps them
Yeah.
enthusiastic. And I think that's what's very important, when you teach like anything, you know what I mean? So it's really cool for your videos, you keep them engaging and very, it's very positive, it's very welcoming, it's very comfortable. So it's really, really cool. And I wanted to ask this other question, like, how do you feel about, in terms of like you've had guests on, your
Uh-huh.
YouTube channel. So like you had people like Jenny, who's the Bling Queen, you had Sean Legend, you had Queen Elizabeth II. Like, who was, like, if you had a name like your top four favorite guests, who would it be? Who would it be?
Well, and that's tough too because I combine the behind the scenes stuff. Like when Max came up from Enel Couture, we went kayaking together and we went to some fun restaurants. When Elizabeth Morris from the Nail Hub came up, I took her to the castle. We have a little castle here, and we went to the Empress and we had high tea. And then when I brought Selena over, we went through the forest. I live in a beautiful, gigantic tree, historical forest. So I drove her through there, even though it was a bit dark. It was hard to see because we didn't have a lot of time together. So it's tough when I can combine those personal experiences, but I'm just talking on camera. It's a little bit different lately because we can only do it remotely. So Sean Legend, for example, who does a lot of nail technique, he was the sweetest. And Jenny B, I mean, she does Cardi B. She is just a lovely, lovely girl.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard because I never got a chance. Now, Jenny B and Sean, I've met them in person and went down at the trade show, but had I not a chance to do that, they would have been just remote and I didn't get a chance to, go out for dinner with them. I usually meet them at the hotel or airport, pick them up, drive them to the hotel, and then we go out for dinner and hang out and all that kind of stuff. So I don't get a chance to do that with them so much as I did before COVID, for example. Um, I had great fun, and I come from a different perspective, from a viewer perspective, because it's, the setting up and the goofing around before. But Selena, we had a really great time doing a video where she taught me the sandwich technique. And I actually learned, even though I knew what we were going to learn and I knew the benefits of what we were learning, but seeing it go down the way she does really helped me learn. And the sandwich technique, just to be quick, you know how you put 2 coats of gel polish on top of the nail that you've already designed? You get a higher elevation. And if it's glitter at all, it can look kind of bulky and thick. And sometimes it'll ruin a coffin shape or a pointy stiletto. And you're kind of looking at it going, that doesn't look as good as what I sculpted on there. Now it looks thick and bulky. Well, her sandwich technique involves where you put the color, especially even glitter is better, inside as you build the nail.
Mm-hmm.
So as she taught me how to do that, we not only had a blast. Well, she's somebody that I really, really click with. Actually, everybody that I've had on, I tend to really, probably why I gravitate toward them is I really click with them. And when she taught me how to build it, not only did we have so much fun, I could spend days with her. She showed me how thin she made that first layer. Then she put the color in. Then she built it. Now, she also built it with gel, and I'm not a gel expert. I pride myself in more the acrylic end, but it's still the same premise of structure, but just learning how to work that gel. Now I'm really getting it, and I used to hate it, truth be told, but now I love gel. So she taught me how to build it super, super thin. And if she had not showed it to me in person like that, where I can see up close like that, and she was able to emphasize, I might not have got it quite as good. So she taught me how to build it thin, then build in the color, then the structure, then the color again, and then finalize the nail. And I learned so much. So for me, that was a very memorable video,
Hmm.
simply because I learned a great deal. I was the student at the time. And then I had a girl named Olga. I forget her last name, but she taught me how to do 3D, no, not 3D, flowers that you paint that are kind of, oh, I forget what they call it. But she taught me how to paint flowers where they fade into each other, just like 2D with the special angles. She's really sweet. I had such a good time with her off camera too. She's a very, very warm, sweet, loving girl. And, but her technique, she's a real artist, to be honest with you. I couldn't quite get it. Like obviously in one session I couldn't, but if I practice, hopefully I would get it. But that was fun learning that from her. And then the girls from Coco and Claire and Fusion, I click with them really well. So when they come, we spend literally days, and we go out for dinner and we go sightseeing. And so combining it with the personal side and then the video side, it's really hard to pick a favorite because I really do invest and really dive in to each and every guest that I have come, and we have a great time. In fact, this COVID stuff is, I can't wait till we, all get ourselves vaccinated and healthy again, so we can all come together and do those kinds of things, because I really, really miss getting together to do those kinds of things in person. But so it'd be really hard for me to say which one, but I have really fun doing that with all of them. But now we're doing it remotely, so it's not quite as fun because I don't get to spend, the extra time with them. But on camera, I mean, I had such a great rapport, and he's just adorable. John Legend, I don't know if you know of him, but he does a lot of a lot of celebrities' nails, and he does a beautiful, beautiful job. So that was fun.
Hmm. Yeah, I like Sean Legend. I follow him on Instagram, and
Adorable.
his work is really, really, really good. And
Yeah. Hmm.
I like the other videos, like how you have like guests and you would try to do like the different types of nail art and stuff like that. That's really cool. Like with Jenny B,
Yes.
when you was doing
Yes.
the bling,
Yeah.
and she was
Yeah.
showing you how to like put the bling on, in a
Yeah.
different
That's right.
balance and stuff
Yeah,
like
it's fun to learn those little different techniques and pick it up from people like that. There's a young guy named Henry Pham. He's so talented too, and I had the pleasure of meeting him down in one of the trade shows a few times actually. And he was the first one that we had made plans to get together, but we had to also the Pottle Nettie from the Pottle. She and I had plans to get together. She was going to fly out. We were going to hang out and do a video together. And same with Henry. He was literally just ready to book his ticket, and then COVID hit. So those were the two that I had to cancel right away. And from then on, we've been doing. So Henry came on and we did it remotely. I haven't had a chance to hook up with Nettie from the Pottle yet, but we still have plans to do that. So yeah, it's really great to do it in person, and so many talented. And I'm so lucky to be in a position where I can, get to know. Hey, Jenny, would you come on my channel to show? I can show so many people what you know. And she's got a great product that she's doing to adhere the gems on there, and she's quite lovely. She has quite a background story, and she met Cardi B actually before she became famous. So they became friends before they even before she did the music and all that. So it's just really neat to meet people from all different backgrounds. And I feel really, really lucky to be in a position where they will take the call, and when I message them, they will message back. And even though they're busy too, but it's so nice to be in a position where they will, connect with me. It's great.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially like because I do like interviews with different nail professionals around the world. So it's really cool, like
It's
how
so cool.
to really connect with people and to really get to
Oh
know
yeah.
people. And also
Yeah.
like, see their work and just be so inspired by their work. So that's really, really cool. So
I agree.
you've done a lot of like product reviews. So I wanted to ask, like, what is like your favorite products to use when creating nail art?
I love water marbles. Is that what they're called? Yeah, the inks. The inks. I love the inks. Back in the day, I used to love the colored acrylics and the glitters, which I still do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a little bit harder to do. But I love inlays. I'm not a big fan of 3D where it's an elevation where it's, I'm not a real big fan of that, although some of it I've seen is absolutely stunning. But this is my own personal taste. I still like it where the nail still looks like within the structure of a nail by the time you're finished. I really like that. So I love the hand painting stuff. I love water marbles. I love colored gels. I love glitter inlay, the stuff that looks like shells. Shells are really, really cool. Caviar beads. That's the only 3D that I kind of get into. And I don't mind 3D flowers if they're kind of a flat. Even the roses that I can do, the ones that are sticking up on the nail, they're pretty, but for practicality, I mean, because I'm always thinking in that mode. I mean, there is those different types of nails. Do you do a video, to be sort of capture most wide attention that people will never wear, or do you do something that is wearable that a genuine nail technician or a nail enthusiast really wants to be able to put it inside a nail? Because you can learn all those funky nail designs as in 3D or something, like want to put a little car on there. Most clients are never going to ask for that. So there are those different types of nails to do, but I always, like, whatever I do, I'm always trying to come at it from an educational point of view,
Right.
so that when they take a poppet, like I don't like poppets in particular, or the jelly tips.
Right.
When I say I don't like them when I compare them to what a skilled acrylic gel artist can do when you
Right.
form and custom. If you can compare it to that, I would much rather do the form in this. But if you take that off the table, poppets and the jelly tips are fantastic if you don't have the option of that. So now we're in a mode where people are at home and they may not want to invest in learning how to do sculpted acrylic, because that's an investment of time and that's an art that you're learning. It's a craft that you can take, and you can charge people lots of money when you learn how to do it. But what if you don't want to invest to do that? So you can take a jelly tip or a poppet and you can put it on the nail. And if you want to just leave it, you can get away with that. But if you want to find, then there's middle of the road, and there's so many variables. Like I can take a jelly tip and slap it on there and off I go. And most people wouldn't notice, but me and any other nail technician would notice, like, what did you do? Slap a jelly tip on there? But I try to take it in different varying stages, where if you want to try to custom that a little bit, you can take a file, if you know how to use that, and around the cuticle, because it's not going to fit everybody. So I try to tailor something that's not custom. I'm trying to tailor it and make it look like you had some acrylic skills or gel skills even to that nail. That's what I'm trying to do. But favorite products, I really can't zone in on favorite products, but I have to say I don't get to play in chrome. Oh my goodness, I just about peed my pants when I saw chrome. That is just a game changer as far as the nail go. And the metallic, I love the metallic nail polishes, and I love the see-through ones as well. I don't get to play with that enough. I don't get to play with nail art as much as I would like to be totally honest with you. I wish I had more time to do that. But I mean, it's endless. I mean, I'm always, whenever there's a new product, it's new to me too, as it is to everybody else. So when I'm reviewing a new product, I'm learning as well as everybody else. I know nails and I know what to do and I know how to sculpt. But when you're dealing with a different, let's say, a metallic gel, what are we going to do with it? Well, we don't know yet. We're all going to play with it and figure it out.
Right.
And when the chrome comes in, we all just kind of put it on. And then after a while, we all sort of play with it and we take it up a notch and take it up a notch. We're all learning with it. So if I do something wrong, of course, because I haven't been doing 30 years of chrome. I've been doing 30 years of acrylic. That, and even still, I can mess that up too. Because if I get something that I haven't worked with before, or if it needs a bit of a different consistency, or if it needs capping and I wasn't aware of it, I may not know that. So that's where I guess I started doing this, or continue doing it, was it's in the details, because I've taken product, somebody's given me product, and I've literally taken it, worked with it. Oh, this is loose. I've taken it, worked with it. Oh, I don't know if I like that. And then I realized, nobody's going to put out a product that sucks.
Right.
Rarely, right? They're not going to do that. Nobody's going to I know what it takes to put something out. You don't want to put something out there that sucks. So what am I doing wrong? So I've learned, even over the years, before even YouTube, if the product isn't doing what I want it to do, I'm doing something wrong with the product. So then I have to break it down. What did I do wrong here? And how can so I'll go back to the video. Even me as a professional, well, let's say tips, for example. Let's take the jelly tips. So I pop it on there, and you see, pop it on, you put it into the light, then you see that they take it and they file it. In 2 seconds, they file it and they polish it. Man, it looks fantastic. Mm-hmm. But that's not what happens in real life. They make it look that's their job. They're trying to sell it. So what did I learn? So when I put it on, I'm learning that, okay, these are really straight. My nail curves a little bit more. So if I bring it down, the cuticle's popping up. But if I bring it to the cuticle, the nail is popping up. What do I do here? So I find that all my fingers are different shapes. I can try a different. So it may fit their model that they use. And they're also looking at it from an aerial point of view. You can
Right.
make pretty much anything look good from an aerial point of view. But
Mm-hmm.
once you turn it like this, once you turn it sideways, or even this way to see the shape of it, and checking out the cuticle, that's where you're going to see the problems that you maybe didn't see when you're just looking at it from an aerial point of view.
Right.
So how can I break that tip down for somebody who really wants to take the tip and they're seeing somebody slap it on like that and it looks great? Why is that not transferring after I do that? So I'll do it just like what I see in the video. Boo, boo, boo. It's like, okay, that doesn't look like. What am I missing? It's not the product's fault. The product does exactly what they want it to do. So I'll put a tip on and I may not like it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm putting it on with the mindset of I want it to look like maybe the acrylic that I sculpt, and it don't look like that, right?
Right.
But it's not the same nail. So what am I missing that this product is trying to convey that they want me to know it's not going to look like that? But most people don't have that skill. They just want these nails for the weekend. They're going out. They can't get through their nail tech. They just want them to look decent. How can I make that look good?
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing? So how can I break it down that they maybe have not shown in the video? How do I break it down so that person, then there's, of course, I'm dancing between, well, Susie, how can you can't figure that out? Because I don't work with these and I'm trying to make this look like it's supposed to look like with the acrylic. So then I will work with it. And I've worked with these enough now to know you can shape them a little bit. And when you do put them on and you kind of, it's going to be a bit more straight, just file the cuticle a little bit. And when it grows out, it might be a little bit more smooth. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be smooth like your acrylic girl. When you're going to your acrylic tech and it looked all perfect and smooth when it's growing out, if they're really good at what they do, this is not going to be the same. And because you don't know how to fill, you're going to have to remove it, soak them off and start again and do. So you got to think of it from the newbie's point of view. How can they take this tip and work the product to the best advantage at the capacity of what this can give us? That's what this is all about. It'll never look as good as an acrylic, but most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And some people it's going to fit perfectly. It's like me and you, Asia. We can take our shoe and it may not fit. My shoe might not fit you very well. And it might not fit the neighbor, that one, but it might fit that guy, that girl, and that little boy over there. It might fit all those people, but it might not fit a whole bunch of us. So it's like a tip. It's not going to fit. It's not a custom. It's just an average.
Right.
So you just try to sort of make that fit. So that's what I sort of do. And I think all the products that we have available are pretty awesome, but you take it to the capacity and the level of what it is offering you.
Right.
So even a press-on tip from the grocery store, you can't expect it to look like these,
Yeah.
but we can slap it on and get us through the weekend, but it's going to do exactly what it offers to do. It can't do more than that. So I can't fault it because it's like when I buy a cheeseburger, it's not going to taste like a steak at a high-end restaurant. It's going to be a cheeseburger. It's all it is. That's all it can offer me. So same with the tips. So I think these are pretty cool and it can certainly get you through, but I just love the ideas of all different products that I can investigate and check out. And I think it's pretty cool, all the innovative ideas that we have. I mean, we never had poppets. I guess they were years ago, but they never caught on. And jelly tips, what a cool invention, the whole tip, and you just slap it on, you just leave the whole thing there. Just takes a lot of work out of it for us. It's pretty cool. I love all the new products.
I like new products too. I'm more so into gel, like poly gel. I like 3D gel.
Oh, the hybrid gels. Yeah, the hybrid gels are fantastic, especially as a teaching tool. What a great way to make a nail. When they first came out, I was blown away with it's actually called hybrid gel. Polygel is actually a brand name, and that was the first one that came out. So we all think of it as polygel, but it's actually called hybrid gel, and some of us now are calling it acrygel. Which is a mixture of the acrylic and the gel together. But what an inventive. Now, having said that, that did come out about 20 years ago and it never caught on. We hated it. But I don't think we were as open-minded back then because we were trained. We did it. We got it done and we moved on. So we didn't really, let it in. But then you have a whole other level of nail technicians who aren't those hard trained, nails who are going at it. Nail technicians are going, they're the middle of the road. They're a little bit more like, well, what's that? Maybe it is a little bit easier. They're the ones who sort of investigated a little and you know what? This isn't bad. So when I opened my mind, like, first of all, I was like, It's not acrylic. I don't want it. But when you open your mind, you're kind of, that's pretty cool.
Right.
So I do think it's pretty cool. I do like it actually. It's a
Mm.
great learning tool. I wish I had so many things when I was learning how to do nails. Odorless is one that's a very underrated product. Odorless, hybrid gels. If I had all these when I was learning, I would have been such a better nail technician at a sooner time frame than I actually was. It would have just made learning so much easier. And I think of all those students that, scratching their heads and, trying to do fast acrylic right out of the gate. If I had the odorless or the hybrid gels to show them with, oh, could have saved them a lot of frowning.
Mhm. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that because, like for me, like I said, I love gel and I love doing nail art. So I love doing nail art with the gel. And plus,
Yes.
there's so many, possibilities. The possibilities are endless with creating
Oh,
nail art.
so
It's
true.
crazy. And I went
Yeah.
to a school where I've learned how to, understand different forms of art called the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia. And I
Oh,
made
cool.
illustrations. So I've learned, different types of art, using yarn, and things of that nature. So it's really
Oh,
cool.
wow. You're an
You know,
artist.
yeah, I love being an artist.
Yeah.
It's something that I love to do. And,
Very cool.
it's crazy how with nails the possibilities are so endless and there's so many things you can do with nails. You can use
Yeah.
yarn, you can use
Yeah.
different things like acrylics, gels, you can use crayons
Yeah.
possibly to do a whole work of art for nails. So the possibilities, like
Yeah.
I said, is just you know you could use anything, you could really use
Hmm.
anything. And
Hmm.
I wanted to ask like this other question, like from where you started into the industry to now, like how do you see the whole progression of the beauty industry, especially like the products, social media, and things of that nature? How do you see the progression of the beauty industry?
Well, it's a really good question. Years ago, when I was a nail technician, honestly, nobody cared about nail technicians. We weren't really, nobody cared. We weren't considered in our industry. I know some people see it as they think we don't get enough respect. Even today, people just said that to me last week. Nail technicians don't get the respect. If they knew what it was like 33 years ago, we're getting a lot of respect. The way it was years ago was when we were doing our competitions, we had nail competitions. When we had our nail competitions, guess who was judging our nail competitions? Hairdressers.
Wow,
Hairdressers were judging our competitions. They don't know anything about nails.
that's interesting.
As we don't know, we don't have no right judging their hair. So that sort of showed you we were always tucked away in the back of a hair salon, and we kind of got a little bit attuned, like, oh yeah, we have a nail. Do we have a nail technician here still? Oh, you're a nail technician. Oh, where are you? I didn't even notice you were here. That's sort of the attitude. When you're free, can you sweep my hair? And I'm not saying all hairdressers are like that. I had some really great, fun hairdresser friends that I loved working with. But overall, I kind of got the feeling we were kind of like, like the cleaning lady of the beauty industry. We definitely were on the bottom of the pole.
Hmm.
Um, and did it bother me? Yeah, I guess I noted it. I don't know if I really cared because it was a labor of love and it's something that I love to do. And did I really care what somebody else thought, if I was important enough or not? My client thought I was important. My client came back year after year. I had some clients flying in from Seattle,
Hmm.
which is the hop, skip, and a jump for me, but they were in a different country and they would come to see me on a regular basis. So my clients loved it, but we didn't really have a lot of respect in the industry. But the way I see it now, we have Cardi B and the Kardashians bragging, sitting in their car after they get their nail appointment done, going like this, just like we all do. They're just marveling in their nails. And
Right.
just like their face or their hair or any other body part, their nails are being seen by everybody too.
Hmm.
So, especially when they're holding their phone up, people can see their nails in the. So, we are getting a lot more recognition. And Billie Eilish gets her nails, and even in her documentary, the nail technician, they included it. They were painting on her nails. So, we never were considered before. So, I see it that we do get a lot more attention. And I think it's up to us. I mean, it's not really up to everybody else. Maybe that's the change. Maybe that's the shift, is that we kind of said, look at us. We're here. Our nails are great. It's not up to the hairdresser to go, let's make sure we mention the nail technician. It's not up to them. It's up to
Hmm.
us to go, hey, look what we're doing over here. And I think we've done that.
Mm-hmm.
And with some of the people paving the way of incorporating fashions with nails, Victoria's Secret and behind the scenes of, some of the fashion shows, they will try to copy the nails as like the dress, and they'll put it in a magazine spread. So things like that. And obviously, nail artists who are doing nail technicians who are doing celebrities, that definitely helps us get a leg up in getting a bit more of attention. But I think Instagram gives us a chance, and YouTube gives us a chance to say, hey, have you ever thought about your nails? It's part of your finished look as well. So I think that really has been something that we as an industry have taken charge, and we have stepped up the kind of look at us kind of thing. And I think we have given it a level of credibility and professionalism that we needed to bring to it. And I think that we've done that. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think that it's changed a lot in the side of giving us respect. But I think when I think about it, nobody's really asked me quite to that detail before. But when I think about it, I think it really it's because we are feeling more proud of ourselves and what we're doing. And it really is up to us. It's not up to somebody else to
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, we should give you credit. No, it's up
Right.
to us to go, let's take a look and see what we got over here. See this, and if they appreciate it, they appreciate it. If they don't, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we have gotten a lot more respect in the industry, you might say, but I think that we've earned it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, nails are a big part of beauty.
yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Like I feel like the whole beauty industry, especially the nail sector of it, has came so far. You see so many
Oh,
products, Japanese gel, Korean gel, different types of acrylic, colored acrylic, glitter, glitter powders and dip powders. It's
yep,
crazy. A lot of these products
yep,
came out, but also too, like how
yep,
you feel with the trends and the fashion and
yep.
celebrities wearing.
And you know what it all boils down to is such as our hair and our
Mhm.
makeup and our nails. It's all what we're is this is me and what I like. So when Kim Kardashian and Cardi B are flashing their nails, it may be going with their outfit. I mean, Sean was saying that they do their nails 2 or 3 times a week. So they're matching it to their outfit. And that's what they're doing. It's a self-expression. Same with when they do some crazy eye makeup with James Charles and they're doing some funky makeup and stuff. That's art. It's just another canvas. And
Mhm.
that's what our nails are. And I think we've just sort of realized as nail technicians that this is a canvas, and we're just kind of going, look at this canvas too. And then when we get the recognition with, I'm going back to celebrities all the time because they have the most exposure
Right.
that can help elevate our exposure by going like this. This is what they did for the makeup world and the hair world. I mean, Jennifer Aniston, she gets her hair cut and everybody goes crazy
Oh, right.
because she is the catalyst to get us to notice that haircut. And
Mhm.
same with makeup and so on and so on. So, and fashion's been doing it for years. They
Right.
will highlight a
Right.
fashion because it's self-expression. And so it really just comes down to self-expression of which one that you like. No different when we're shopping in a store, which store we like the layout better or what they're offering or which restaurant we choose. We just, because it's fast, it's quick, it looks nice. I want to dine for a while. I want to get in and out. It's all just personal choice. So when we have our nails, we are just getting down to another canvas with personal choice.
Mhm.